On the 7th, when everything began to unfold and I was beginning to get a picture of the catastrophe that was taking place on Israel's south, I looked at my wife. We were living in Pittsburgh, and she looked at me, and immediately she understood exactly what was going through my mind, which was I need to drop everything, my 4 kids, her school, work, everything, and go and enlist and rejoin my team. Initially, we served for about 5 weeks in the West Bank, and then we were sent down to Gaza. We entered into the southern part of Gaza, the area of Khan Yunis. My team was charged with securing what would become a front base, a front-leaning base that provided logistical support for much of the operations that were taking place. So, for example, any refueling of tanks and D9s and supply of different parts for weapons that needed to be replenished in real time, water, food, any other assistance. We were there at the very beginning when this front base was being constructed, and therefore also were being targeted because this was very much like being sitting ducks inside Gaza. We were targeted, my team and I, by sniper fire, by mortar shells, by RPGs, by tunnels that were detected right nearby where we were staying. I had a sniper bullet, pass by. I literally saw it fly by, no more than half a meter away from me. Another thing that I believe brings home what it means to spend a day in the Gaza Strip, and I experienced this very much the same way back in 2008, is going to sleep one night in a home of Palestinian X, not really knowing who that person is, but waking up the next morning that's in a neighborhood, and waking up the next morning where the home that you're sleeping in still exists, but the neighborhood no longer exists. It's been completely demolished and flattened, and for good reason. It's the only way to actually keep IDF soldiers safe and sound and be able to carry out their mission, our mission in this case, in the best way possible. My wife and I have been hopping from funeral to funeral. One of the people who I served with in the Prime Minister's office when I was there, his brother was killed not too far away from where I was stationed in Khan Yunis. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, just had to choose which funeral he was going to go to because 2 of his close friends, died on the same day, and their funerals were being held at the same time. In no place is there such a reality of a war being fought literally for the home and actually being able to see the home. And that is the very tribal and communal sense that Israelis have, and everybody understands that this is the home that we're fighting for. This Jerusalem home that I'm in right now, it is exactly what I'm fighting for. When I was in Divan back in 2006 to 2009, from my base, I could practically see the home that I was protecting. And what I saw are many uplifting, heroic stories that don't happen if it were not for this very basic communal existential response that came from the Israeli public, and that is wall to wall. My wife and I have decided to put our lives on hold even further, understanding that the Northern Front is likely to open up at some point in the near future, and therefore I'm going to be called back rather than going back and forth with our entire family. We just wanted to stay put for now and see how this thing unfolds. Morale is really high. And I've seen that everywhere I went in speaking to soldiers from all different walks of life and different brigades, battalions. And the reason morale is high is this is the most just war Israel has ever fought. I say that with 1,000% conviction. And when that's the case, everyone is fully engaged and is willing to give up themselves for the sake of the better good of, hopefully, the outcome of this war.